Kimi no suizo o tabetai by Sumino Yoru, Part 28. Yoo-hoo! Were you lonely without me? So there are people that say yoo-hoo outside of the mountains, huh? Did you think there'd be an echo or something? By the way, there were some classmates looking for you. Who? Well, I'm not really clear on their names. One was a docile girl and the other was a boy from the class committee. Ah, I see. Okay. While she said that, she lowered herself with a great force into a swivel chair inside the counter. Its creaking screams resounded throughout the quiet library. The chair is crying, you know. Do you think it's alright to say that to a maiden? I don't think you're a maiden, though. Is it really alright to say that? Yesterday, I received a love confession from a boy. Huh? What's with that? In response to that unexpected event, I was honestly surprised. Probably satisfied looking at my reaction, she raised the edges of her lips to their limits and creased the gap between her eyebrow. It was an expression that got on my nerves. I got called out after school yesterday and was confessed to. If that's true, is it really fine for you to tell me? As for who it was, it's a shame, but that's a secret. So, Miffy-chan? She made a cross on her lips with both her index fingers. Could it be that you're one of those people that think the cross on Miffy-chan's is a mouth? It's actually split through the middle. The top is the nose and the bottom is the mouth. You're kidding! While I was explaining with the drawing, she cried out with an endlessly troubling, loud voice inside the library. Seeing her eyes and mouth opening wide, I was satisfied. The battle for revenge from the dialect trivia had come to an end. Wow. I was like super surprised. It felt like all 17 years of my life had been a lie. Well, never mind that, I got confessed to. We're back to that topic. And so? Yeah, I said sorry to him. Why do you think is that? Who knows? Not telling you. Then, let me tell you something. When someone says something like who knows and it means that that person isn't very interested in your question. And now, didn't I say who knows? Or something somewhere along the way? It seemed like she wanted to make a rebuttal, but someone had come to borrow a book, so those words were never said. After seriously handling the work at the counter, she changed the topic. All right, since we can't play outside on a rainy day like this, you'll just have to come over to my house today. It's fine, right? Your house is in the opposite direction from my house, so I don't want to. Don't turn me down normally with a normal reason. Then it'll look like you really don't want to be invited. How vexing. It's as if you think I don't mind at all. What? Well, it's not like it matters. You say that sort of thing, but in the end, you'll still go out to play with me. Well, that was probably true. If I was given a proper reason, threatened, or presented with a just cause, I'd end up going along with her invitation. I was a reed boat, unable to go against the flow, even if I was presented with a way out. There was no other reason than that. Just listen to what I have to say for now. If you listen, then you may even obediently come over to my house. I wonder if you'll be able to break through my will that's harder than a frush. That means it's just a syrupy though. But frush makes you nostalgic, huh? I haven't eaten it in a while. I should go buy it next time. When I was in elementary school, my mom would make it for me all the time. I love the strawberry one. The flow of your thoughts is just like yogurt too, huh? Seems like it'll mix quite well with my will. Oh, want to try mixing it? She loosened the ribbon of her summer uniform and undid a button. She must have been feeling hot, or maybe she was just a fool. Probably the latter. Don't look at me with such judgmental eyes. Well then, I'm going to get back on topic. So, I've told you before that I don't read books at all. Yeah, though you still read manga. Yep, but I've remembered something since then. I basically don't read books, but they're just one that I've loved ever since I was young. I got it from my dad, though. Aren't you interested? I see. I guess I'm unusually interested in that. It's because I believe that a person's character can be seen through the books that they love. And I'm interested in what kind of book a human like you would love. So, what book is it? After a pretentious pause for effect, she answered, It's The Little Prince. Ever heard of it? The one by Song-Superi? What? You've heard of it? No way! Since it was a foreign book, I thought that even Get Along Kun wouldn't know about it and would be stunned. But I lost. She pouted and pushed her weight onto the backrest, looking drained of energy. Once again, a squeaking noise resounded. From how you assume The Little Prince isn't well known, I can really feel just how uninterested you are in books. I got it so. By the look on your face, that means you've read it too. Nope, it's a little embarrassing, but I haven't read it. I see! Having suddenly regained her energy, she got up and raised the height of her chair. I raised the height of my chair after her. Naturally, she had a radiant smile plastered on her face. Somehow, I had ended up making her happy. Well, I did think that was probably the case. Don't you know that you fall into hell if you lie? Since you haven't read it, I'll lend you my copy of The Little Prince, so try giving it a read. Come over to my place today to get it. Couldn't you just bring it along? You mean you want a girl to carry something heavy? I've never read it, but I'm pretty sure it's just a paperback. Bringing it over to your house would work too. I wonder what happened to it being heavy. Well, never mind. I'm tired of having futile arguments with you, and if you're willing to go as far as coming over to my place, then I'll be the one to go over. This time, that was my just cause. Truthfully speaking, even this library would probably have had a copy of a book as well known as The Little Prince. But I didn't want to weirdly ruin the mood of the girl that was a library committee member despite being unfamiliar with books, so I just kept quiet. As for why I hadn't read a book that famous up till now, even I didn't know. It was surely an issue of timing. Oh, that's some good situational awareness. Did something happen? I just learned it from you. That there's no meaning in a reed boat standing in the way of large ship. How typical of you, sometimes saying things I don't understand. While I was earnestly explaining the metaphorical expression to her, the library teacher in charge returned. As always, we had a chat with Sensei over some tea and snacks, lamenting our misfortune of having to come back to school for 2 weeks from the next day onwards. Then left school for the day. Outside, thick clouds blanked the sky. It seemed that today would be a very sunny day. I didn't dislike rainy days. The sense of being surrounded by rain went together well with how I felt on most days, so I never grew to have negative feelings about the rain. Don't you just hate the rain? Our feelings really do go in different directions, huh? Do people that like the rain even exist? I was quite sure they did exist. Without answering, I walked ahead of her. I didn't know the precise location of her house, but I knew that it was in the opposite direction from my house. So I just walked in the opposite direction I usually went in from the school gate. Have you entered a girl's room before? So asked the girl beside me. I haven't, but since it's just going to be the room of another high schooler, I assume that there isn't anything interesting about it. Well, I guess you got it right. My room is pretty simple. Kyoko's room has a bunch of band posters and stuff, so it looks even more boyish than a boy's. As for Hina, who you're so interested in, her room is full of stuffed animals and cute things. That's right, maybe next time we should go somewhere with Hina? I'll have to pass, since I get nervous around pretty girls and won't be able to speak properly. Putting it that way makes it sound like you're saying I'm not cute, but there's no use, since I haven't forgotten that night when you said I was third cutest. Though you seem not to be aware that you were only one of the 3 faces I could recall. Well, that was a bit of an exaggeration, but I really didn't remember all my classmates' faces. I didn't interact with people much, so I guess my ability to remember faces had fallen behind since I never really needed to use it. Races, in which one had no choice but to participate in, shouldn't count. Her house was about the same distance as mine was from school. Mixed into the neighborhood where large houses lined up in rows was one with cream-colored walls and red roof. That was the one she lived in. Since she was around, naturally, we stepped in through the front gate in a dignified manner. As there was some distance between the entrance and the door, there was also a slight time lag between entering the premises and closing our umbrellas. Invited inside by the girl, I escaped from the rain like a water-averse cat. Well, that's the end of our story for tonight. I hope you guys liked it. And if you do like it, don't forget to click that thumbs up button, and also if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so and ring that bell so you'll be notified whenever I uploaded a new video. Well, that's it. See you in the next video. Bye bye.